My boobs are stuck!
You know what? I woke up like crying in the middle of the night because I was like sweating.
They are purple, aren't they?
If you had some natural freaking sunlight in here.
Yeah, but then it's too bright.
Stop. Get the hell out of there. Stay the hell.
That's our mother. She's great. Really nice.
A people person.
I'm Marza, and this is Rupert.
I'm Maris, and this is Marza.
And we have a special guest today, and his name is Kendon. And Caden. And his pet, Sage, also known as my sister.
Today, we're going to talk about what...
His name is Caden. I'm sorry. That was bothering me.
Today, we're going to talk about what makes the difference between a gangster and a wannabe gangster, wankster, whatever you want to call him. If you are pasty white, you are not a gangster.
Not a gangster.
Sage's face going, not a gangster.
If your mom still drives you to school, you're not a gangster.
If you wear pantyhose on your head and call it a do-rag, you're not a gangster. You're poor.
Put gum foil on your damn teeth, you are not a gangster.
If your backwards baseball cap cost more than $40, you're not a gangster. Unless you stole it.
If your pants are falling onto the floor, near touching the floor, or they're showing your Walmart drawers, you're not a gangster if you wear those. No. You're just... Stop!
If you're trying to rob a gas station for beer or money or whatever, and you have to hold your pants up while running, and then you drop them, and you trip and fall and get caught by the police, you are not a gangster.
No.
Talking like hood rat gangsters?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't specify. We're talking about hood rat. You better put this in there.
If you quote movies constantly,
oh my god, I told you!
You are not a gangster.
If you wax your chest hair or back hair, you are not a gangster.
If your socks have polka dots on them, you are not a gangster. If you have rocket ships on your bed sheet, you are not a gangster.
If you ride a tricycle with little banners hanging from the side, you are not a gangster.
If you don't have a baby mama, you're not a gangster.
If you don't have a stack of green in your pocket, you are not a gangster.
But it has to be stolen green.
Yeah.
Because if you got a job, you are not a gangster.
If you sit in your little sister's room making a video about gangsters, you are not gangster.
If you pretend to be a lesbian, you are not a gangster.
I'm not a lesbian.
That directly applies to everybody in this room. If you laugh like you're a nutcracker, you are not a gangster.
If you do not have a sister named Shanae, you are not a gangster. If you say that people are not considered it, you may very well be a gangster. If you dye your hair with Kool-Aid, you're probably a gangster.
If you don't have a taper fade, you are not a gangster.
If you do not have a swag walk, you are definitely not a gangster.
If you stole your mom's weave, you're probably a gangster. Maris, that was not gangster.
I don't care.
Maris just sitting there as gangster. Sage, what are you doing?
Loving you is easy because you're beautiful.